Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, they just finished another incredible banquet here at the wonderful Casa de Emmanuel Upper Room here in East Liverpool. And as you can see, Fiesta ware, we were down there at the Museum of Ceramics earlier. They happen to have some handy. This, of course, made it Homer Laughlin just across the river, that Jennings-Randolph Bridge in the great community of Newell, West Virginia. I love what they do. Now, Ted Arnaud is doing a little business in the way of already thinking about Oakland Golden Bear football. He's with his son, the coach. They're over there at that great VFW in New Cumberland, West Virginia, and he joins us on the AT&T Sports Line. Everything is about, as you can see, HD TV, AT&T, DirecTV now, or of course Comcast, Dish, whatever you do, just get it, enjoy it, come out to a wonderful place like this, or just stay at home and catch all of the action because the Madison's underway. Earlier today, West Virginia, a winner over Bucknell. Notre Dame beat Princeton. Also, Virginia, a winner over NC Wilmington. It was Butler over Winthrop. Gonzaga defeated South Carolina. Florida over East Tennessee. Middle Tennessee State, Minnesota went at it, and it was Middle Tennessee State doing the impossible again, getting a big win in the early rounds. They were winners there. You've got a lot of other games that are going to be happening throughout the evening. Xavier, Maryland, Mount St. Mary's, Villanova. You got Vanderbilt and Northwestern from earlier today. VCU, St. Mary's, Vermont, Purdue, Florida Gulf Coast, Florida State, Virginia Tech, Wisconsin, North Dakota and Arizona, and Nevada and Iowa State. So a lot of basketball, and we'll be back with you tomorrow somewhere, filling you in, and throughout the weekend, definitely on Rob Pratt Saturday and Sunday on KDKA. Now, Ted Arnaud is here not to talk about the NCAA, but about the business of gaming, and I'm a big fan of the sports book in Las Vegas. They also do it in London as well. But I talked about this earlier today, and we've discussed it before with Ted many times on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday show. This, according to David Purdom of ESPN.com, 70 million brackets will be filled out for a total of 10.4 billion. That's B as in billion in bets. Only 3% of those bets are wagered legally, with 10.1 billion coming off of offshore or local books. Now, the good news for the great city of Las Vegas, which is an economic boom, as I said, people serving drinks, serving food, cab drivers, hotel employees, casino workers, 290 million expected to be bet in Vegas casinos. That's more than 138.4 million that was gambled at the Super Bowl, as in Super Bowl 50. That, by the way, is a record. So, Ted, it is big business, and I am a proponent of hopefully seeing the sports book being able to expand. But explain why this basketball tournament means good business for people all over the country, and for that matter, all over the world.
Well, because your brackets really go everywhere. And so you think about how they spread them out all around the country.
Mm-hmm.
And so you've got interest at almost every level. I mean, you've got some areas of the country may not have an NFL team. You get to the Super Bowl, you got two teams that, the bettors want to bet on it. But in the NCAA tournament, with the number of teams that they have all throughout the country, you've got national interest all over. And then, of course, you've got Ladbrokes over in Europe. The Europeans love watching the NCAA tournament also. They're betting on it. But just think, Rob, according to your point about legalizing wagering across the country, at $10 billion, we'll say that's not bet across the legitimate transoms, if you will. That's probably $2 billion in revenue to either the feds, the states, whomever it would be. That's the taxing authority. That's a lot of money that could create a lot of jobs, a lot of interest as far as the entertainment aspect of it's concerned. So it's big business. I hope that at some point we recognize that, much like we did in horse racing, which used to be illegal, and certainly slots all around the country. Lotteries used to be illegal when we were kids. They used to call them the numbers racket. It's really now state-sanctioned numbers rackets. That they would recognize that this is good business, it's big business, it's entertainment business, and let's come out of the shadows and start really doing it right.
I love the Pennsylvania lottery, the Ohio lottery. It means jobs, and it does benefit senior citizens. Now, being I'm a senior citizen myself, I like to kind of sit and talk about the NFL as opposed to throwing the football at my age. It could be hazardous to my health. But I want to talk about some of the things that have been happening off of the free agency frenzy. There's some things that really interest me. In particular, Dan Quinn of the Atlanta Falcons, runner-up this year in the National Football League. Former first-round pick Dontari Poe, who's a 346-pound nose tackle, is someone that they would like to see on the defensive side of the football for Atlanta. Is this all because of what happened to them in the Super Bowl, or is he just good for any team if you can get your hands on him?
I think you're seeing Quinn trying to stack his team so that he's already looking beyond the regular season, which can be dangerous, but he's got to prepare the Falcons to take that next step. I mean, they will not be considered successful unless they can take that next step. And to be honest, the moves that New England has made in the free agency market, they have only increased their probabilities of becoming a repeat Super Bowl champion. So I think what you're seeing is Quinn trying to position himself for that game, which can be dangerous at times, but still teams certainly draft, go into free agencies, either for their division or to get ready for playoffs, to know that they got to get past certain opponents. I think that's what you're seeing him doing.
Latavius Murray going to Minnesota, Eddie Lacy to Seattle. All I can say is that proving a point that the running back position really isn't a prime position as it once was? Because it's almost like Adrian Peterson, to taking nothing away from Latavius Murray and even Eddie Lacy, which a lot of people think his great running days are behind him now. It just doesn't seem to be as essential for those two teams that I thought it would be, especially replacing someone like Adrian Peterson.
Well, but you look at Seattle, the team is built around Wilson now. And so they're looking for a back that can run inside zone blocking schemes and that can free up Wilson on either the fake or option. But the team really now is based around Wilson. And I think Lacy, big guy, he's got to lose weight. He's coming in at 260 pounds. So I think they want him to be big, but they want him to be slow. So I think that was a great pick. And yeah, you're seeing the running backs. I mean, you're looking at Adrian Peterson. He's looking at maybe going to Green Bay. But Green Bay has a separate scheme. He wants to be the man, and you can't be the man in Green Bay. They've already got their program set out. So I think the running backs are a key, but they aren't the component that they used to be.
Hey, the pro day for a lot of these college teams, meaning these great seniors, are happening as we speak. Pitt's going to have theirs on the 20th, and we'll talk to Greg Diolis about that coming up on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday show. But just some things about these pro days, and I really do enjoy them. Mike Williams, a wide receiver, didn't run the 40 at the Combine. He will do it at his pro day. Other big story trending today, Ted, NFL.com, Deshaun Watson, pro-style transition is going to be a key on his pro day. He, of course, the young man out of Clemson. So just some thoughts about the pro day and Combine in the NFL. Which is the more significant meaning to the future of an athlete, and why do they choose sometimes one over the other?
Well, I don't think necessarily, certainly the teams are looking at it as one over the other. Some of the players do, so that they can really specialize their talents. But I think what the teams do is work from the combines into the pro day. And they already have their questions, what they want to look at, the certain skills that they want. They will have already combed through all of the films. They will have already gone through the combine interviews. And if you weren't at the combine, the interview will become a huge thing on the pro day. So, I mean, this is a science now. This is no longer a bunch of guys in the back room with scrolls of paper. It's computerized. It's analyzed. They've gone and interviewed friends, neighbors, relatives. So they're ready, and I think they use the pro day to fine-tune what they're looking at on these players. For the players, if they haven't gone to the combine, it's their shot to show off skills that they have really considered that they are going to be the best showing at. And so I think they really work together for most players. Some players not, and they want to specialize it. But I think the combine, I really enjoy watching the combine.
Deontay Hightower, I guess he missed his clam chowder. He went back to New England after he had a Permane Brothers sandwich. And Jarvis Jones to Arizona. Bud Dupree, Ryan Shazier, James Harrison, and Justin Hunter, a young man who's played for the Bills. And he's a guy that really had a good year in 2014. He's 6'4". He's not a world beater, but he's someone the Steelers brought in. Also spent some time with Tennessee because they're concerned whether or not Martavius Bryant will be back. Let's talk about how do you move forward after Jarvis Jones and the three players that I mentioned, Dupree, Shazier, and Harrison, and then finish up on the possibility of Martavius Bryant, Ted, not coming back.
Well, Jones never lived up to his potential. I mean, they expected him to have much greater sack numbers than what he's had. So I think they're going to work in some young players. They still might surprises with somebody out of free agency, but I think they're going to look at some young players that they can feed in. Harrison has got only so many snaps per season. I mean, let's face it, the guy's a marvel how he can, at his age, still go out there and take the number of snaps that he does and not just fill the spot. I mean, he's as we used to be, he's a contender. And then, so Martavis Bryant, who knows what the league is going to let him do it, how well he's worked on his rehabilitation program as far as the league is concerned. I think the Steelers are afraid, and they brought the receiver in from Buffalo to just make sure that they may have somebody who can stretch the field if he can't come back. And I think they want him back, but it could be a league issue.
All right, he's live on the AT&T Sports Line, and other than here, there's no place I'd rather be than the incredible VFW in New Cumberland. Those are good people. When we come back, Mr. Arnaud's going to get out the trump card. It's the $101 trillion budget of Donald Trump. We'll give you our outline as the president gave his outline today. That's next from Cassidy Emanuel in East Liverpool, Ohio.